Luka Modrić, the heartbeat of Real Madrid, a 5-time Champions League winner, Ballon d'Or legend, and the man who made midfield look like poetry. But this season, something changed. The passes became fewer. The minutes disappeared. The bench. It became his new home. And Madrid never really explained why. This is not just a story about age. This is about a painful transition, one the club doesn't want to talk about. A silent shift from a golden era to a ruthless new system. It started with subtle rotations. A rest here, a substitution there. But by mid-season, it was undeniable, Modrić was no longer a starter. He went from playing 90 minutes against PSG and Chelsea to watching from the sidelines against Girona and Almeria. Fans noticed. Pundits questioned it. But the club kept quiet. No official reason. No farewell tour. Just silence and a bench that got colder with every match. While Modrić was fading into the shadows, a new midfield order was rising. Jude Bellingham arrived and exploded into the scene, scoring, pressing, controlling. Valverde became untouchable as the claim. And Tchouaméni, the defensive wall Ancelotti trusted with his life. But that trust came with a cost. And Modrić paid it, because when the base of midfield became Tchouaméni's territory, the system no longer needed a deep controller. It needed runners, breakers, and line splitters. Suddenly, intelligence alone wasn't enough. Now it was about intensity, verticality, domination. And the legend who once orchestrated every phase was no longer part of the tempo. Real Madrid wasn't just rotating, they were evolving. The midfield was no longer built on rhythm and patience. It became vertical, aggressive, physical. And Modrić, the conductor of calm, didn't fit that chaos. But do you think this was just tactics? To me, I think it was politics. Madrid didn't want a public fallout. No headlines reading, "Club turns on Modrić." So, they did it quietly. Less press time. Less spotlight. A respectful silence, but a clear message, it's time. And here's the uncomfortable truth, the club feared fan backlash. Modrić is loved, maybe too loved. So they benched him without ever officially saying it was the end. And he took it with silence and dignity. Reports began surfacing. Modrić was frustrated, but he stayed professional. He trained like a starter. Never complained. But those close to the dressing room say he felt it, the coldness. The distance. The end creeping in. He wasn't ready to let go. Not after everything. But Madrid had already moved on, not with words, but with lineups. And lineups don't lie. This is how Real Madrid operates. Legends are honored until they are replaced. Raúl, Casillas, Ramos, Marcelo. And now, Luka Modrić. It's not cruelty. It's cold ambition. The shirt is eternal. The names are temporary. And as Madrid builds its future with Camavinga, Valverde, and Bellingham, Modrić becomes a memory. Not because he failed, but because Madrid doesn't wait. Luka Modrić didn't fall off. He was pushed gently, respectfully, but undeniably. From king of the Bernabeu to ghost on the bench. And Madrid? They'll never say it. But this was their quiet goodbye. The end of an era never starts with an announcement. It starts with a bench.